Greetings everyone. I am Crystal Forman, the owner and educator of Holistic Wellness and Health, where we make healthy living easy, nutritious, delicious, and fun, with a focus on plant-based foods and meditation to help you live a healthier, compassionate, and more vibrant life. Today we're making mulberry syrup using the mulberries that I foraged on Mondays live at 5. So we have three different kinds of mulberries here. So we have our white mulberry, a few red mulberries in here, as well as our black mulberries. So we're gonna get started. We harvested just under 2 cups of mulberries. So I'm gonna use about 1.5 cups of the mulberries. We're gonna have 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, and 1/8 cup or 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So let's get started. So I'm going to actually put my water in our saucepan. I'm just using a regular saucepan. There are so many different ways to make mulberry syrup. I am going the low-tech method. Some people would use a blender or food processor to process the mulberries, but I'm actually going to use a potato masher. You can also use a fork. The water in here. So this is just 1 cup of water. Letting that get hot. And for those who don't know, so if you look at Monday's 5 at 5, I showed the mulberry tree and the leaves. The leaves are edible as well as our mulberries. Mulberry season is from mid-May until the end of June in the Mid-Atlantic region. And I love this, I love any type of tree or plant really that can give throughout the season. So it's not like they all get ripe at the same time. So you can keep on harvesting like every couple of days and get fresh, ripe berries. So we're letting our water get hot. I'm going to put in 1 cup of sugar. You can control the sweetness. So if you want it just a little less sweet, you can do that as well with your mulberry syrup. It's totally up to you. I'm using 1 cup because I'm going to use the syrup for pancakes as well as sweetening smoothies and tea. I love to put it in tea as well. So you can do a lot of different things with your syrup once you have it going. I'm going for a sweeter version this time, but it's totally up to you how much sugar you actually want to use. Once it's done, it'll keep in the refrigerator for about 2 months, or you can actually go through a whole canning method and let it make it more like a preserve and preserve it for. So we're going to go in and add our mulberries, and I'm going to actually mash them directly in our pot. But you could mash them separate in a bowl, totally up to you. But I'm keeping it low tech and low cleanup as well today. I'm going to add our lemon juice after I get out mulberries. So there's a lot of different recipes you can do with mulberries, including mulberry wine. So I'm going to try like a small batch. It takes about 6 months for it to become wine. But right now there's so many mulberries out there, so you can do like a lot of different techniques to preserve it. Mulberry wine is one way to do it. And instead of drinking it like wine, you can actually use it as a medicinal as well. So mulberries are very high in antioxidants, especially anthocyanin, and that's like has great anti-inflammatory properties. Mulberries are also great for just like asthma and immune system in general. You can eat the mulberry leaves, but a lot of people will use the mulberry leaves for tea. And so if you do harvest the leaves, make sure you let them dry all the way out. There's a white milky substance in the branch. Like if you open it, you'll see a white milky substance, but you'll also see it in the stem of the leaf. That causes allergies in some people, especially people with latex allergies. So you just want to be careful. But once it's completely dry, like most people can consume it without any problems. Of course, with anything, you want to make sure you check with the healthcare provider, like if you're pregnant or nursing or anything like that, just to see how it will affect you, if at all. So I'm going to start mashing. If anyone has any questions, comments, let me know. If you can see and hear me, I guess I should have said that earlier. Let me know that as well. I'm just going to mash away. These will get a little softer and as they cook, and it'll make it easier to mash. If we were doing the blender method, I would actually just put the mulberries or in the blender or food processor and process it that way. There are seeds in here, kind of like the strawberry. And so some people like to strain off the seeds. I am not for this batch because it's a small batch, but for future batches, I will use either cheesecloth or my flour sack that I've shown you all before, and just strain out the seeds. I personally don't mind the, like, it's kind of like blackberries. If you've had blackberries, like the seeds of blackberries, it reminds me a lot of the blackberry. So if you don't mind the seeds, you're good to go. You can also put these in your smoothie. I love to freeze these. So like this is the time to harvest them, and then you have them all summer long. You freeze them or preserve them, like kind of like what we're doing now. So I'm going to check to see if we have any comments. I just have the phone going today. So give me one moment. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. And I can't read the comment. I'm afraid to touch it too much because of what we had, like the problem with me touching the phone before. But I do see Kayvon is on, so happy Friday, Kayvon. I couldn't completely read your comment. But if you have any questions or comments, what I'll do is at the end of the broadcast, I will answer them. Also, if you're watching this on replay, you have any questions, comments, concerns, just make sure you tag me or Holistic Wellness and Health and make sure I actually see the comments and questions. So it's already starting to boil some. Start pressing this. So mulberries are grown all over the world. You can find mulberry trees in Africa, Asia, the Americas, and Europe. Actually, when I was in Thailand, I saw a mulberry tree, and I wasn't 100% sure. It looked like a mulberry tree. The leaves looked like mulberry, but it was like the berries were about 4 times the length of this. They were huge, huge berries. But they were definitely mulberries. So you can, once you can identify the leaf of a tree, you can usually kind of go anywhere and know what it is. So, and it tasted like mulberry, the one that you got in. They do have different flavors. I like the white mulberry. You would think that the darker one would be sweeter, but the darker one has more flavor. The white one is actually a little less tart and sweeter than the dark one, but they're all delicious. Just go to the trees and start harvesting them. It's a shame to see them on the pavement, which I've been seeing a lot of in certain areas. Actually, mulberries, I think it was 1984, 1985 in Tucson. They made it, is it Tucson? Yeah, Tucson. They made it illegal to plant mulberry trees because they decided that they do create a lot of pollen in the earlier part of spring, and they were saying it was an allergy issue and public health or whatever they were saying. Thing is that mulberries, when you eat them, as well as consuming the leaves, they actually help with allergies. So I don't know. I think it's also, some people don't like them because they make a mess in their car. But if you harvest the berries and do the sheet method and just shake the tree every few days, you don't have to worry about getting them in your car. Yeah. So, a lot of people, I think a lot of cities started actually cutting down a lot of mulberry trees, but we're in Baltimore. There are mulberry trees everywhere. Public parks, just driving down the street. I saw several today, just driving. So you've probably, I know you've gone past them plenty of times and didn't even realize what goodness you were passing by. So definitely do some research on it. I'm going to turn this off and turn it down. Just turn it down to medium low. Just let it cook for a little longer. I'm going to let it cook for a few more minutes. So some people will let it cook for 20 minutes. Depends on what you're using it for and how thick you want your syrup. The longer you cook it, the more the water will cook off and you'll get a thicker syrup. I'm not concerned about it being super thick for this particular batch because it's a smaller batch. I actually just, because I didn't have as many berries, having like a thinner syrup, I can do a lot more with it and put it in smoothies and tea and different things like that. I think the next time though, I will make it thicker specifically for pancakes because I want to make some mulberry pancakes. I didn't get to harvest anymore because it's been really rainy this entire week. So I do plan on getting more. You can start seeing the berries pop out. So I am going to see that the berries are, or the seeds, I'm sorry, the seeds are floating on top there. Put this back on. I'm going to just check one more time to see if we have any comments, and then I'm going to put in our last ingredient. And Adrian is here too. I am, okay, that's just my hand, just making sure everything was not frozen. So I cannot see your comment either, Adrian, but it's good to see you here. I will read it later on and get back with you as well. So this is basically done. I'm going to add in the lemon juice. You can also use lime juice for this. I'm just going to go with the lemon juice today. It's 2 tablespoons or the equivalent. It's 1/8 cup of our lemon juice. If you want to get fancy with this, you can add cinnamon, you can add vanilla extract, and just flavor it up how you want to based on what you know you're going to use it for. I have not made mulberry wine, actually, but I saw a cool recipe. Actually, it wasn't really a recipe. It was a method that a video blogger, she had her mom didn't want to be on camera, so you could see her mom using her hands and making it. But a Chinese lady was making it, and she didn't have a recipe. She was just doing what she's been doing for decades. And really, she was just using rock sugar and mulberries and varying it. And the blogger, I wish I remembered her name. I just found out about her. She doesn't drink, so the sip of it was like when she took the top off, it was really strong. She could tell it was really strong, but she said she wasn't a good judge of it, but it looked a lot like wine, and she said it smelled like regular wine. So something to play with. It'll be ready by the holidays if I start it now. So a lot of the seeds have floated to the top. This is starting to get thicker. I'm going to let it cook just a few minutes more. There we go. So any questions, comments, definitely, like I said, put it in the comment section and I'll come back to it a little later. Make sure you're following us on YouTube at Holistic Wellness and Health in Those Spaces and on Facebook and Instagram. And we are doing more events now. So Juneteenth is coming up. We will be part of the Enoch Pratt Libraries doing a celebration from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Juneteenth on their Facebook page, as well as you can register for some of the classes for the Zoom. So I will actually be on Zoom, but they'll be broadcasting it to the Facebook page. So definitely, if you want to ask questions interactively during the filming, you can. You just have to register. So you can go to Enoch Pratt's website, or you can go to Holistic Wellness and Health Facebook page, and I have the information in the banner for that event, as well as the Bond Secure events that are coming up for the next few months. And we are also at the Plantation Park Heights on the third Thursdays at 3 p.m. and at White Lock Community Farm on the third Saturdays at 12:15 p.m. right after yoga. So definitely check out the events page. Everything's laid out there. Also, make sure you check out the website, holistic-wellnessandhealth.com, for our blog and other recipes that are on there as well. So let's see how it's coming along. Starting to get a little thicker here. If you do strain off the berries, make sure you save that because there's a lot of fiber and minerals in that part. So don't discard it. You can put it in your smoothies or in, like if you're making a bread or like a muffin or cake or something like that. Just put it in there, use it all. And yeah, I think that's it for me today. I'm keeping it nice and short, just one recipe today. But if there's anything that you're interested in seeing, I know that the produce boxes are becoming more plentiful again. You can go to Plantation Park Heights on Thursdays from 12 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time to grab a box at 3811 Park Heights Avenue. And you don't have to show anything, just like sign in and grab a box or two, grab some for your neighbors and your family, friends, and just make sure that people are getting nice, healthy produce. So I'm going to sign off now. Thank you so much for watching. Peace, love, and blessings, everyone. Stay safe out there, and I will see you next time. Take care. Oh, and make sure that if you like this video, I see you have some thumbs up. Make sure you like the video and share as well. That helps with the algorithm so that more people see the video. All right, bye.